Here's Johnny.
Welcome to my world, bitch.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho.
When you're down here with me,
You monster!
Like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
that was
What
pretty
is
cool.
what is up, guys? It's Friday the 14th podcast. I am your host, the bad guy, Nick H. The H is silence.
And I'm your other host, Mr. Fuentes. The Mr. Fuentes is Mr. Fuentes.
All right. So today's movie, we're gonna be reviewing. Um, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Let's see. Well, before diving in, how was your day going for you so far, Fuentes?
Pretty good. Just, working.
All work and no play.
All work and some play. I had a concert on Sunday in Austin. I was supposed to open up for King ISO, but King ISO's wife's water broke, and he had to go see his wife or child get born. But there was still like C-Mob and a couple of other people there at that stop. It turned out really good. People were digging the Fuentes. Yeah, I got the new single "Taking Shots" out on Spotify. People were really digging that. It was the first time I ever performed "Taking Shots," so people were really like, I don't know. It was really cool to see everyone's reaction, and yeah, everyone was really digging it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, if y'all want to hear it, go to Spotify or Apple Music or wherever y'all stream music. Mr. Fuentes Taking Shots, my newest single, before Sneak Peek drops.
Taking shots, not the other shots, the drink shots.
Yeah, the drink shots, not taking shots like pow 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 pow.
Look over here, got sexy intro.
That was a sexy intro. A lot more of the Fuentes and the Nick and the H.
The Nick and
I
the
mean,
H.
yeah. I like the one at the menu. I was just like, oh shit. I don't know. It was nice. And then Nick with his beardless face, or the patchy, he still was growing it in. It was coming out.
All right.
It
So
was Nick H. The beard is silent.
The beard is silent. The H stands for Harry. Nah, I don't know. I was trying to come up with a new thing for why the H is silent. What does the H stand for? So the synopsis of this movie is four young friends bound by a tragic accident are reunited when they find themselves being stalked by a hook-wielding maniac in their small seaside town.
Yeah.
That's
the one. Small seaside town. Taking vaccination shots. I'm taking shots. They going around like shot. Johnson. Visor. What? Shot. Oh.
What the? It's a new edition of your track. So the sexy synopsis, Franco would say. Our cast and crew. Let's see. So we have Jennifer Love Hewitt, of course, who plays Julie James, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who plays Helen Shivers, Ryan Felipe, who plays Barry Cox, Freddy Prince Jr., who plays Ray Bronson, Muse Watson, who plays Benjamin Willis, Bridget Wilson, I believe. She plays the sister of Helen, and her name is Elsa Chivers, like Elsa Chivers, like from Frozen.
Yeah, Elsa. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna throw one more name in there. Johnny, how do you say his name? Johnny
know what?
Galecki from The Big Bang Theory,
Yep.
who plays Ray. No, it's damn. I'm using my phone and this thing just refreshes itself. He plays Max.
Yeah.
As far as actors in that, we go into the director. It was directed by Jim Gillespie. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That was your cast and crew. The director. I'm pretty sure there's more people behind the scenes, but we'll be here 10 minutes trying to go over the
I was
everything.
like, damn, he directed Venom. It's a totally different Venom movie, not Spider-Man Venom. um, yeah. So I guess what spoiler-free rating?
Whoops, my bad. Let's see. That was a spoiler-free synopsis. Now we're going to spoiler rating.
Listen,
Yeah,
I guess your pick, your rating first.
I pick my rating first. This one might be a shocker. This might be a shocker. For the 90s, we're in the 90s era right now. So I'm gonna pretend like I'm in the 90s, not in current time. So I'm gonna go with a four machetes.
Four machetes.
I know there might be a disagree. Um,
I mean, I'll give it a 3. I think it was, it was a good overall movie. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know why there was. I almost wanted to give it a 3.5, but I don't know. I guess we'll get into that a little bit later.
hmm. I just think I mean I'm it was a decent watch after
Hmm.
so many years of not seeing it, and I did put myself in that. Well, this is a '90s movie. It can't compared to like I don't know. Even in modern day movies are kind of a little trashy as the horror genre,
Yeah, yeah,
but this
for
is
sure.
like one of the main three of like we have Scream, Urban Legend, and this one.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, the more I think about it, the more like I don't know what I gave Scream, but if if I gave Scream not a 4, then I was wrong. Because like
Um,
watching all these '90s movies, I'm like, man, like Scream did actually a really good job making its production look very well, and the way they did a lot of the movie, like they did, it
so
was a really well made movie.
initially, this movie was written before Scream. They just held off on it. I think it's the same guy who wrote for Scream. Scream came out first, and I guess I got a big pop of reaction. So this decided, all right, let's make this movie.
So this is kind of like this was inspired by Scream.
Well, initially it was written before Scream.
Oh, it was written
It
before
was held
Scream.
on the
Okay,
side,
gotcha.
left in a burner.
Mm. And then when Scream started popping off, they're like, "Oh, a teenage flash slasher fic. Oh, flick. Let's put it up. Let's do it."
Yeah. Um, Here's a little bonus rating. So surprisingly, Franco watched the movie also,
Oh yeah,
and his rating is a 2. Not really a surprise since majority of the movies he rates are 2s.
he's a very hard man to impress. I've been trying to do it ever since I met him, and he's very not impressed with me. He just looks at me and he's like, "You're not Rob Zilla," and then I get sad.
It's all sad. Nah, yeah, that's our spoiler-free rating, and we're gonna jump right into the spoiler warning section. Spoiler warning: go check it out now on HBO Max, or
It
if
is on
you
HBO
so
Max.
happen to see it at a Walmart, Target, wherever they still sell DVDs and Blu-rays, pick it up, check it out. So we're
Yep.
jumping right into the scenes. Favorite scenes.
Hmm.
For me, the favorite scene would have to be with the Johnny Galick. I keep probably saying his name wrong. Johnny Galecki, the Max, pretty
Mm,
much the first kill in the movie when
yeah,
yeah, the fisherman he grabs his hook, which happened to be Max's tool, and he's straight up jacked it from him and used it against him. Um, how he just kind of like uppercut, like not really an uppercut, but like, he it's like stabbed him upwards and then
yeah,
just
almost
dragged
like
him across the thing, the barrels,
yeah,
whatever it goes on. It's like
yeah.
man,
My favorite scene, I would definitely say, was when the movie ended. No, I'm just kidding.
so Franco's. Yeah, Franco only give me his rating. He didn't give me his scenes.
Yeah, right. No, I'm trying to think like, you know, I don't think there's any really scenes that popped out to me that would be, I would say, my favorite scenes. Um, to be honest, like, oh, man, I don't know why I'm having trouble actually thinking of a favorite scene right now. Because when I do these reviews, I keep that in mind. Like, hey, man, which one of these scenes are going to be your favorite scene? But then I also think about it as well. I can't pick my favorite scene so early or so late because what if when the different one comes? Um, but I mean, like, I guess one of my like favorite scenes was kind of how like the movie got played through. Whenever it got to like whenever she was going to whenever Julie was going to Ray for help, and she noticed that the boat had the same name as what the girl gave him whenever they went to go visit the killer, and then she kind of like made the connection, but like in a bad way. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, I don't know how or why, but I kind of saw that it was a throw off like thing that they did in the movie to make you like think that he was the killer. Um, and I thought that was a pretty cool little twist. Um, I also think the actual twist in the movie was a good scene, just because when you found out like what was really going on, you're like, whoa, like that's just a weird ass coincidence, man. um, I thought the twist was really cool in this movie, and I thought some of the lead offs were, um, I don't know why, but I felt like I knew back whenever they went to the visit the sister. Somehow I like knew that the guy that she was explaining that came and stayed for a little bit was that guy, which is kind of messed up because like that guy goes and like spends time with this girl, and you can tell this girl like fell in love with him like while he was staying there. And he's like, we're sweeting each other for like 2 minutes, and then he left. And then like the very next thing is like, I realized, baby, I only want to be with you and only you. I want you back. Talking to the Jennifer Love Hewitt like character, and it's just like, damn, that girl must have really been that terrible of a person. He's like, I don't want any other girl. I want you back, baby. Um,
Such a theory. I mean, when we try to put two and two together, I mean, I guess that it adds up.
yeah, but I mean, for some reason, I knew that it was him. That like not new because I've never seen this movie. It's the first time I've ever seen this movie. Um, but I could tell. I don't know how that. They were hinting that he went to like pay his respects in a sense, and he I guess felt bad, so he tried to stay, but then he felt bad again because he was like, "This is that dude's sister, and I'm about to sleep with her. I gotta go."
I mean, I got that. that it could they're hinting that it could be Freddie Prince's character because he was like one of the most guiltiest of the four. Like it really went through his mind whenever the accident happened and like going forward,
Yeah,
it just stuck through him. He's like, "Well, I don't have my parents like y'all to bail me out of this situation."
yeah, yeah. And then later on, that guy tries to throw it in his face. A year later,
A year later, hey, that's the transition that Franco was looking for from The Grudge.
right? Yeah, exactly. A year later.
A year later,
Um,
and then yeah,
do you have any other scenes
scenes.
that you liked?
Majority of the scenes that were probably more of my favorable would be was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Um,
Being
e-
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
throughout me and throughout this whole movie, I was like, just like how when we reviewed Screen, I make comparisons to Scary Movie because they spoofed that movie. Also in this movie, they obviously they spoofed it, and there's whenever certain scenes that they spoofed off that I was like just kind of just giggling to myself, like, oh boy, I know how this plays out in Scary Movie, but
Yeah.
I like in beginning scene when they killed they run over the guy and they pick up the boot like, oh, we hit a boot, where's the foot? Mm,
Yeah, I was whenever it was like, I know what you did last summer. All I could think about was freaking Charlie Sheen having a flashback about like something, and they're like, no, not that. um,
but scenes, a couple of scenes would be, maybe I won't throw it in. Man, I liked it when Sarah Michelle Gellar was kind of running away and she was running to a store that's run by family, and
yeah,
our sister was like just taking forever. And she slowly, she barely got away. She got inside the store and she tells her sister to go lock the other side of the damn door. And for whatever reason, it takes forever. And the killer is already inside the store.
yeah,
But a scene that actually would more likely be my second favorite scene would be the when she thinks Sarah Michelle Gellar's character when she thinks she escapes the killer, like she's in the alleyway and she sees the fireworks going off, popping. Um, and she's just right there. But the people like that are passing by, the killer just comes in and just grabs her, and they're just like
yeah,
right. It's like so close, but I mean the tires, whatever they're hidden by, it's like damn.
yeah. It really, yeah. I think the whole time. I don't know, like if it was more of a cliche, because like these movies, I'm not saying they're super, super old, but they're kind of so old that, when we talk about cliches, like, what if those movies are the movies that invented the cliches? So they're actually the originals. But, I'm looking at this movie or that scene and I'm like, dude, there's a lot of open space. I really feel like the killer's just about to jump out of nowhere. Like, at any time now, the killer is going to pop out. Like, I just already knew that was going to happen. So it kind of like, I don't know. I guess maybe it built in anticipation too, which I guess is, no one really thinks about that whenever they think about horror movies in general. Like, something's a cliche, but like the empty alleyway, and you're trying to run down it, and then the killer like walks out of one of the rooms or one of the areas behind the dumpster or whatever. He walks out, but that anticipation, that feeling to build up to that, like that's an art in a sense. When people don't really think about that, but it's an art to make you build up that anticipation, like, oh crap, I know something bad's about to happen. Oh my god, and to get your heart pumping and kind of like something bad's about to happen, and then finally, the killer pops out, and you're like, I knew it. Oh fuck, he's gonna go get killed now. Um, I don't know. Like it's a cliche, but it's also nice. It's fun. And yeah, I enjoyed that scene as well.
One of the things I like, well, thing I like about the killer, I mean his looks pretty simple, whatever. But just how he was like toying with everyone. He didn't go straight for a kill. Like in that scene when he was in the closet, when he goes in. It's funny because when the killer enters the house, and the dad just watching I would assume football, just drinking. He just goes right up to the stairs, and he has in the closet. I mean, he
Yeah,
could have easily killed Sarah Michelle Gellar, but he decides to like just fuck around with her and cut her hair. Like a lot of different moments, he had the opportunity to kill him off, but he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna screw around with y'all."
yeah,
But he did.
he did like to toy with people, and I actually thought he was gonna kill the dad. I was just like, oh, the dad's fucked. But
This killer had a motive. He's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna get those darn teenagers." Uh,
that actually what you just said is gonna go into my scenes or not scenes, but plots I didn't like in the movie. If you're ready for that.
um, I guess go ahead. I don't.
So like, I thought it was really fucked up that like the Max character really didn't have anything to do with anything, but he was like the first one that got killed brutally, and it was almost for like no reason whatsoever. It was just like, I'm just gonna kill you to kill you. Like there was no motive, there was no nothing. He didn't even know who the guy was. Like literally had no idea this person existed. He wasn't part of the original four that hit him with a car and threw, or not hit him with a car, threw him off the dock or anything. He just got killed for being that guy, you know.
Okay.
And and obviously in the movie play, right? It's done because they want you to think it's Freddy Prince Jr. They want you to think it's Ray, So you got to kill off anyone that can possibly have an idea of who it is or who you are or whatever. So they want you to feel like it's Ray throughout the whole movie. Even down to almost the very end where he his boat's name is the name that he gave that chick, and so like I get kind of why they did it, but like if we're going by like real reasons for stuff, like there was kind of no reason for that. It was just a random just kill for no reason.
With the whole Max, I just thought of a scene right now that's like kind of similar to it. If you ever seen Rob Zombie's Halloween version or the remake he made, Michael Myers he goes into the gas station, the restroom scene, and he kills off this character named Joe Grizzly. Like Joe Grizzly didn't really do anything; he was just in the restroom, you know, letting it load, and looking at a porno mag. But he's there just to for Michael to get the overalls, the jumpsuit, and
Yeah.
I looked at that like a similar like that way. He didn't need to kill the person, but he just to pick up the weapon, whatever,
Well, now that I think about it even more, which goes to another negative to me, it's like another little plot hole about the movie, is that like he did his research on these people.
Yeah, he had on
Like
his boat, all the news
to
clippings
figure
on it.
out like who was who and who did what and all this stuff. And how? How did he even know who any of them were? Like he didn't have none of their driver's license. He didn't have, anything. Like he just got a concussion from as far as I could tell from getting hit by a car. Like how did he even like make out faces or anything? Like it's dark. There's a lot going on to really know who these people were and even what town they live. You don't even really know where they're at when they were driving. If it was in town or if it was out of town. I mean, they might explain it if I watched it again, where it happened, because I know that chick was talking about who she thought the killer was, or not killer, who she thought the person they hit was. And I don't know if it was in the same town or if it was like a town over or something that you found the news article about it. But yeah, there was no real way to figure out any of their backgrounds or anything. Plus, on top of all that, they were at the end of like high school or something. They're all going to college, or maybe they're already in college, but they weren't even in their hometown anymore. So it's like all these 4 people went to different areas except for, well, I guess they all didn't. I guess only Jennifer Love Hewitt did. Julie, I guess only Julie went out of town, but Helen and Ray and Barry, I guess, all stayed in the same place. But still, like, how are you gonna figure that shit out? Like,
I think the killer just has good photo. What is it? Photogenic, something like that? Photo memory. I don't
photographic
know.
memory.
Photographic memory. He just could forget the face he saw when he was in the water when he opened his eyes. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
But now if not that, then they did the whose character was it? Is Sarah Michelle Gellar's character? She dropped the necklace, whatever, and the necklace was still on the ground for anyone to just find. Like police could have found it, but I guess he got up from the water since he had it like towards the end of the movie. Um, and I
That
guess
okay? You talking about the little thing that spins that says "I
the
love you"?
little the little thing that also Sarah Michelle Gellar's tiara, the crown for the Miss whatever thing. There's like 2 items,
Well,
so I guess he traced it from that, or I don't know.
like okay. So remember, in the beginning of the movie, you see the guy sitting on the rock and he's playing with the little "I love you" thing that twists. That's part of the guy that he originally killed. But it fell off, I guess, because he had it with him, the killer. And when he got hit by the car, it fell to the side. But I guess he went back and got it. Um, but that little, what's the word I'm looking for? Hint, a little Easter egg was to make you think it was that guy in the beginning who was playing with it on the side of the rock. So when it got left behind, it was like, oh, it was that guy, the one in the beginning of the movie. But
Yeah,
then
the
you
guy in the
find out,
beginning. So the guy in the beginning, he looks a lot younger, but whenever I saw the guy in the water, I was like, this guy looks a bit older. If you catch a quick glimpse at it,
yeah, for sure. And that's how I felt. I felt like it was an older guy too. And then, but when you look at the picture of the guy who was obviously very young, and then the scene where he has his face all bloodied up, it's just like, well, I don't know. Underneath that bloody face, I guess it could be that guy. You know, um,
it
no
just
one's
uses
really.
some devil. They forgot to put CGI over it or whatever, cover him
You
up.
know where they really messed up? They needed to put a rock with a rope at the end of the ankle so the body didn't float up, just so it stayed down. And that would have
They weren't that
definitely
smart.
killed that. Yeah. Next time they need to hit me up when they get rid of a body.
Well,
I'll give them some
sus.
hints. But now that I think about that, about how what's the word, diligent, how he did a lot of research on these people, I guess he could have planted a lot of that evidence and purposely killed Max to make it look like Ray was the killer just to fuck with everyone, because obviously he was someone who liked to mess with these guys mentally. So thinking back on how this guy was a person who liked to mentally mess with people, I can see why he killed Max now. But still doesn't explain how he found everybody and stalked them all.
Max just a poor guy who just got rejected by Jennifer Love Hewitt in the beginning of the scene, the whole beginning of the
Yeah.
movie. It's all sad. He's like, hey, I don't know what the hell he says. We're just like, oh no, no, not right now, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
That's
kind of
funny.
odd if I mean, wasn't she with Freddy Prince Jr.'s character? And this guy's still trying to make a move on.
Yeah. That's pretty much what was going on. Yeah.
It cracked me up whenever they get together after like Jennifer Love Hewitt, Julie, she finds the letter and all that, and they're just coming together. And
Mm-hmm.
the other guy, the blonde guy, is just an asshole. It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Like, you shut up. You shut the fuck up.
shut the fuck up. Well, his mom's all in the house. So
Yeah.
I forgot his comment. He's like, y'all look uglier. I don't know.
Yeah, I really, he was one of the guys that, like, he's an asshole, and you kind of want him to die,
Yeah.
and he
It's like
did.
whenever that car scene was gonna happen, I was like, oh man, he's got hit by the car, and the killer's just standing over him, and I was like, it doesn't show him killing off. It just when you see him, the character again, you see him and wake up in the hospital.
Yeah,
Not really wake up, but he's in the hospital.
yeah, and that's what the character was saying too. Is like, if he wanted to kill me, he could have killed me.
He could have.
He's just toying with us. Yep, that's what's going on. Right now, I'd like to take time to shout out our co-friends who also do movie reviews, the Cinnamon. They recently dropped their top 5 favorite movies or favorite Dwayne The Rock Johnson movies. Go check out their podcast at Cinnamon Podcast. Cinna and then Men Podcast.
Cinnamon podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, I really do have some great stuff going on. I'm looking forward to listening to that top 5 Marvel ones y'all got coming out. But yeah.
Oh, since they got shouted out, I did hear in their episode of the their top 5 Dwayne Johnson films, they recommended a movie for us. If we already got a chance. The movie is called Come Play, I believe. It was a film released last year. Come Play, I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah, hell yeah. I do got my pick already for what I'm gonna do. Wait, yeah, it's my pick, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
I already
next.
got my. Well, now I'm confused.
next.
There's only 2 of us, so it's like I don't have to wait a month for my next pick. It's just the next time.
Well, how many? Yeah, I guess a month.
What you call it? But yeah, I guess slogans?
Slogans, the taglines.
Let's see. Their slogan was Jennifer Love Hewitt looks way hotter in the poster than in the movie.
That's the slogan.
Yeah. If you're going to bury the truth, if you're gonna bury the truth, make sure it stays buried. From the creator of Scream.
Yes. I know what you did last summer. We're a group of teens, don't know how to be mature adults about things, so they hide the truth until it comes back to haunt them in the ass.
I know what you did last summer. Sometimes things don't get left in Las Vegas. Even though
I
they're
know
not
what you
Las Vegas.
I know what you did last summer. I just know. What the hell? Just all that stupid dot dot dot. I just know.
I know what you did last summer. No, really, I do.
I really do.
I was gonna go with I know what you did last summer, and it's freaking disgusting. You need help.
You know. I know what you did last summer. Pause.
Paul. I know what you did last summer. I'm not gonna lie though, like I'm super interested in watching I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
I still know what you did last summer.
I'm just like, dude, I have to know what's gonna happen. Like what else? Like we know who the killer is.
Yeah.
So like, what is it? His brother now coming back? Is it the same guy trying to torture people? Because I did kind of leave that open at the end that the killer's still alive.
That fight scene, whenever he gets his hand chopped off. I haven't seen the sequels yet, but I don't know if they do it in the sequels, but it'd be hilarious because he just fell into the water after his hand got chopped off. If he just attached the hook inside his hand, like around
Well,
his wrist,
that's what I figured actually what's gonna
that's probably
happen.
how it plays out in the
He's gonna
sequels.
get an actual hook hand on So I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. That's what I imagine at least.
Or the shower scene towards the end, and he just pops
Oh
out.
yeah.
Little,
I
I
thought that,
still know what you did.
I'm not gonna lie, and I was actually pretty mad. That jump scene actually made me jump. I was pretty pissed about it. I was like, they got me. They made me jump.
It's like, you son of a bitch, you got me.
Yeah. I freaking like hopped up and I was like, fuck, got me. So is this the who was the hottest
No, not yet,
segment?
not yet.
The news. Oh no, not yet.
It's how we would have ended it.
How we would have ended it. That's right. How we would have ended it. I'm not sure. Like,
What if Freddy Prince Jr. was actually the killer after all?
right. I would have made Freddy Prince Jr. the killer.
He was just, the guilt was just too much. I don't know. It drove him mad. He wanted to avenge his stranger. what a weird twist.
I think I probably would have just killed them all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, and then as he kills off the last person, then everything that happened after that happens still. His hand gets stuck in the rope and he goes up and fucking gets it cut off and flies into the water. And it's just like everyone got their just dessert.
Just desserts.
Yeah.
So what up? He became the hashling and slasher.
So what?
From SpongeBob.
Like, yeah, the spatula.
The spatula hashling and slasher. That's who he was.
That's funny.
That's actually a good comparison. That silly episode of SpongeBob, the health inspector, because they didn't get to kill him, and then they tried to dump him somewhere.
Yeah, actually, that's funny. That helped. I recently watched an episode of you know the show The Boondocks.
The Boondocks, yeah, they animated on Adult Swim.
Yeah. I recently watched an episode where they were doing a parody of Michael Myers, where this one kid was like emotionless, and there was this crazy doctor psychiatrist who knew he was evil and wanted to kill him or something. And I was like, dude, this is kind of funny because I've only seen like the newer, because I think it was the newer Rob Zombie one that I saw where the doctor was all super crazy about the kids, wanted to lock them up forever and stuff. But I thought that was a really cool parody that they did. Boondocks seems to actually have a few episodes where they try to do some horror type of stuff, which I think every TV show tries to do that, like a Halloween special type of thing. But Boondocks are always to me on point. Like there was the whole episode where somebody gets possessed. So basically, the granddad gets in a fight with this guy called Stink Meaner. Stink Meaner dies at the end of this episode, and then the next season, Stink Meaner trains through hell, becomes like the most badass you can be, and even pissed off the devil to the point where the devil was just like, you know what, get the fuck out of hell, and just like knocked him back to earth, and he just fell into a body, and then he started wreaking havoc, and they had to exorcise him from somebody. So like they did parodies of The Exorcist on there, and Poltergeist and things like that. But it was pretty funny. Anyway, sorry, got sidetracked.
Got
I've been watching
sidetracked.
the Boondocks like lately.
Should I just stick to the one I threw the idea drop? Not really idea, but just like it being Freddy Prince Jr. being the reveal. I mean, it was a decent ending to go for a sequel to lead up to sequel.
Yeah, no, it definitely was a great ending to a sequel, and they never really showed the killer actually dying, so it kind of made sense that there'd be a sequel, to this movie. Um, like I said, I'm kind of excited to watch the next one, or not really excited, but anxious to watch the next one, just because like I want to see where they go with this storyline, like what they actually are gonna do with it, and how hopefully it concludes. I don't know. I'm just curious.
Well, that was a segment of how we would have ended it. So I think. um, so the next segment we are gonna be doing is it's gonna be a debut segments. If you were here for last week's episode, you would already know what it would be about. But in case you're just tuning in for the first time, this is a new segment called Who Was the Hottest? I feel like maybe we could have renamed that the name of that. I just couldn't think of one on the spot. I feel like that's just straight to the point. Who was the hottest? What I'm referring to is actor, actress, whatever your preference is. Who do you think was the hottest?
Well, definitely, almost no contest to me was Helen, aka Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh man,
Like,
you went with a twist. Last week you were so you were like you had high hopes for Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I did have high hopes, and the only reason I had high hopes was because of what I said earlier. She looks hot in the poster, but in the movie she has this like horrible bang haircut, and
Bang
like
haircut.
she's not
Very
even
dead
freaking
inside.
like, yeah, she's like a goody two shoes. Like her dressing, the way she dresses too is very conservative. So it's like, not sexy. And obviously they wanted Sarah Michelle Gellar's
Be
character
there.
to be sexy. As like the winner of the beauty pageant or whatever the freak that thing was. And but I mean, yeah. What's really funny to me is like I just thought about it too. Like I felt bad. Like I was like, man, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character now has to live with the guilt that she ran into the store and her sister got killed because of her. Right? And then I just had this thought about how the sister was like a dick the entire time to her. Like there was not a scene where she just wasn't being a bitch. Like I don't want to say she still deserved to die. She was a bitch. She was definitely a bitch.
Definitely. My
What
vote.
about you?
My vote is going to SMG Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
In this whole movie, I was sitting down, looking at my eyes, my two eyes, waiting to see if there's gonna be a hot scene with Jennifer Love Hewitt. But most of the time, all I could run through my head was that she didn't fit the hot tier.
Profile.
She was more sitting in the cute tier. Like, oh, this is the girl you wanna, I don't know, settle with. I mean,
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is the one you want to obtain. Like, oh man, trophy wife status. But I mean, Sarah Michelle, Jennifer Hue in this movie is just like just the nice, cute girl next door, or whatever.
Yeah.
But some runner-ups. I mean, you're already on topic with the sister of Sarah Michelle Gellar, not the actress, the actual actress, but the character, the one who plays Sonya Blade in the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, she's up there too.
I mean,
Another
if we're
run
gonna
up.
go for the next hottest, it was Freddy Prince Jr.
That's exactly what I was going with. I was Freddie Prinze Jr. He was very close.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I mean, on technicality, yeah,
This
he
this
was second,
movie was
and then General Field
definitely
was third.
this definitely was a movie where whoever did the casting for Scooby Doo was like, I need those two guys. They're the hottest in this movie.
Freddie Prinze Jr., Fred, and Daphne.
It's like, yep, that's Fred and Daphne right there. Got to dye his hair blonde, and that's him.
I mean, they're actually married in real life.
Are they?
I believe so.
Oh,
Yes, so dreams do come true. No, I think they were married before Scooby Doo actually. So
nice.
nice.
No.
And that
Um,
was. Did you want to add something else to that segment?
no.
Oh,
I think that covers it.
that was our segment, our new segment. Hopefully you liked it. If you think this is a terrible idea, I mean, give some feedback. If you love the idea,
So I just thought about my next movie pick and how I don't think there's any hot girls in this movie.
how
So
dare
this
you?
one's gonna be an awkward one to do because it also has to deal with kids. So yeah, we can't call kids hot either.
Mm. Or is there at least a hot man in this movie? Is there
I
grown-ups
don't think
anywhere?
I don't. There's grown ups, but I don't think they're hot. I
Damn it.
haven't seen this movie in a while either, so um, I don't know. Maybe. Um, was that the last segment?
That was the last segment.
So yeah,
Yeah.
overall, I mean, I still give it a 3. I mean, I don't know. We didn't haven't done the re ratings after we do their interviews. Um, I mean, it's an all right watch. It's an average watch. Like, if you've never seen it, I would recommend you seeing it at least once. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna see all the cliches off of a scary movie that they use to make this to make their movie off of this one movie. I think they do a pretty good job, like Nick was saying, of messing with your mind and kind of making you try to trick you to think, this person's the killer when it's really um, someone else behind the scene. And even the twist in the end, which we kind of gave it away, but not really. We didn't actually break it down what the twist was. So the twist was a twist for sure. I was like, oh, that's just super coincidental. um, but yeah, I mean, I still stick with the 3. I mean, three's not a bad rating. It's average. It's watchable. I would definitely do it. I don't know what a 2 is. I forget like how we rated that. I
I
need to
don't
have
know.
it written
I
down
mean,
again.
regardless if you said 3 or not, I mean, it's still above what I thought you would give a movie. I don't know.
You thought I
I
was
mean,
gonna give it
sound.
lower?
I mean, it sounds. I mean, I guess it's. I mean, it's cool that you did like a movie. I mean, I'm saying it's the greatest thing you've seen, but it's still watchable. That you're saying yes. But as far as Franco's, like 2. Wow.
Yeah, I get you. Um, yeah. So I guess the next movie. Are you ready for the movie that we're gonna do?
Yeah, yeah.
Or that I'm
Movie
gonna pick.
was-
Well, I did also want to announce that me and Nick were gonna try to do a weekly podcast, but we're actually gonna go back to bi-weekly um, until further notice. Just because I'm trying to get some things on my side um, worked out still with my own project, but also on top of that, just having this extra night would help me out with personal life too, hanging out with friends and things that don't have any other time to hang out except on the weekdays. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to get that out there that we'll be going back to bi-weekly, starting 2 weeks from now, or starting now until 2 weeks from now. Um, but hopefully I'll still check it out and watch. And once I get everything back together and kind of on a better track for myself, I think me and Nick can go back to weekly. Because I really kind of like the idea of doing them weekly. To be honest, it's actually really fun to kind of watch these movies and just kind of bang reviews out real quick and just kind of go to the next one. And, I enjoy it. So hopefully we'll get back to weekly soon, just not at the moment. So the next pick, which I haven't. Nick, do you do the streaming over I guess I can ask you this later. Anyway, the next pick's gonna be Child's Play 3.
Child's Play 3. So to answer your whole streaming, I mean, I do own the DVDs, whatever, so I can do it.
What do you have Child's Play 3 on DVD?
Yeah. Well, I never upgrade to Blu-ray, but I do have the DVD, so I can see it. If
Yeah,
that
it's
was
on
your question.
I think it's on Netflix.
I mean, I have Netflix too, so I have majority all the main ones. Not trying to brag or anything. Just
I just I have Shudder,
it's
HBO Plus,
there.
Disney Plus,
I don't have
Netflix.
Paramount Plus yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But yeah, Child's Play 3.
So if you don't mind me asking, why did you jump from the first two?
Well, I like the first one. I've never really watched the second one, but I watched the third one a lot growing up. I don't know why.
So
But you
this one's
remember
more of an
USA?
attachment.
Yeah, it's more like I watched it a lot as a kid on USA, the TV station that nobody probably remembers because I'm old. Anyway, but yeah, it used to be on USA a lot, and
That's kind of strange. I would assume it would be on AMC.
yeah, and I used to watch it a lot on there. But now I kind of want to rewatch it and kind of give it an adult perspective because I really haven't watched it since I was a kid or at least a teenager. So I'm kind of wondering if it still holds up as one of the movies I like to watch or if it didn't age well, as we like to say here.
All I can say is anything's better than the Seed of Chucky.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that one they just stopped caring.
I was gonna do a movie, but I think you want to review it, so I didn't pick it.
Hmm.
But it starts with I think the part 3 of the movie's coming out next month.
Hmm. I get that.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, well that's all I got. You have any closing words?
Closing words. Just hmm. To close that. I don't know. Nothing really to promote wise, but I mean, you can follow me at NickH2313 on Insta and Twitter. Um, the crew. This was not mentioned on here, obviously, but at some point, the crew will plan on jumping back on. I don't know as a permanent thing, but they do plan on coming in on all the movies that are going to be currently releasing in the theaters. I don't know if that was like the news that they wanted me to reveal, but just to kind of give yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know that,
Don't
but
give
I mean,
it's
I
like
guess
don't
I'll
give
be.
hope.
That's the first news for me, but that's dope. I can't wait to have some of the crew back,
So
or
you'll
all of
see like
them.
a fresh you'll see a fresh rant
I
in the
want to see a
future.
fresh rant. A fresh rant makes me feel like this.
It's like this. But of course, I mean, to close off, thanks for the people who stick with us, either listening on the audio file on Fridays, or jumping on the streams on Wednesdays. It's always nice talking with this man with the beard next to me, Mr. Fuentes.
I can't. I have to point like this. But yeah, I mean, make sure y'all if y'all enjoy what y'all hear, follow us on Spotify, follow us on um, YouTube, or Apple Music, wherever you listen to your streaming stuff. You can follow us there. Um, like Nick said, thank y'all for still listening, writing with us, and being interested in our reviews. Thank you again,
Cinnamon
Podcast
Movie
for
Podcast.
Cinnamon Movie Podcast for always promoting us. I recently saw that one of the crew members picked up Urban Legend after listening to our review of Urban Legend, which was really dope. I was like, you know, I don't know. I guess I compared it to like music. Like if someone goes and listens to my music or buys my music, it's like, okay, that's really cool. They support me. And these guys went out and bought, Urban Legend because of my review, which made me feel really cool. Or our review, mine and Nick's, but a review that I did, it made me feel really cool to like know that, people bought something all based off our review. So thank you again, guys, and thank y'all for supporting us and sharing our content like we're sharing yours, and and just keep up with us, guys. And again, I'm Mr. Fuentes. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, where you listen to streaming stuff. Just search Mr. Fuentes. I do have a new single called "Taking Shots" out. Taking Shots out. It's called "Taking Shots," and it's out. um,
Mm.
and also, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Mr. Fuentes 361, and yeah, that's about it for me. Thank you guys. I can't wait to review Child's Play 3 in 2 weeks with y'all.
Child's Play 3. 4th episode down. Many more to come up for this season. I don't know when we're gonna stop, but hopefully
Never, ever
Never
gonna
stop.
The season 3 is the last and only season for the rest of it forever.
What? He's dropping more news spoilers.
Episode 372, season 3.
What is the longest? I mean, all right. Thanks for watching. Remember, folks, always ban the bad guy.
Peace.